You ever wonder why you are actually never satisfied with your results? I thought about that. Like, never satisfied with your results. Most of us not. Okay. There's three problems that we have when we're not satisfied with our result. I think that happens. First of all, we have a fear of being trapped in this mediocre life. In actuality, it's not living out your full authentic self, who you were designed to be. So when you have that constant fear, you'll never be satisfied, obviously, with your results. The second thing, you feel never enough. You feel like you can never do enough, be enough, or have enough. We tend to want to accumulate more, either our self-worth and not. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's never, ever enough, it's a never-ending cycle. And the last thing is also you can't control the outcome. You can't control, you feel like I can't control what's happening. So when you have that lack of control, never enough, and then also feeling like you're trapped, living in this world that is not you living your full authentic self, you will never have satisfaction in the things that you do, okay? And the worst thing about it is this is a self-made mental prison. It's not an outward prison, it starts with your mind. It's a mental prison of fearing that I'm not living out my full potential. May be true, but the fear doesn't help you to step up to the next level, which I'll talk about a bit more. And then when you're in that state of mind, you start to compare yourself to other people. You compare yourself because if you're not enough, you don't have enough, and you're not being enough, therefore you're going to compare with those people do you think have more than you do, more than enough, right? And the problem when you compare yourself, you devalue your work and you devalue your actions. You devalue what you're doing right now in your life. And any small progress that you have, you discard. You don't quite care about the small, tiny progress you have. And the last thing is, one of the worst thing about being in this position of never being satisfied is you don't feel safe. You're never feeling safe. When you don't feel safe, you tend to do what? Control other people or try to control the situation so you can feel safe. These are all patterns and these are all deep issues that cause us to not feel satisfied, to not feel enough. You know, the biggest label, I'm not enough. We're not being enough, not being satisfied with what you have. It leads to these different fears, leads to the different patterns, leads to the different lifestyle. So how do we shift that? You look back at 2021, I just didn't do enough. I just achieved enough. And it's just never enough. And all of these enoughness comes from a deep root cause. And the deepest root cause, I believe, is that you just don't feel worthy of having, worthy of being, and worthy of doing. And that's an old program. That's an old script. Maybe somebody sold you that script and you took it as your own self. And then you're operating your life this way, never satisfied with what you have or who you are. This is where it starts with who you are, and then everything else falls into that. So to escape the trap of the mindset of mediocrity, the first thing I would say is to embrace the uncomfortable growth mindset. What does that mean? You embrace the pain of growth, embrace the pain, the dissatisfaction of life. We tend to just move so fast that we don't tend to feel our grief. Feel the grief of where you're at, because grief of the dissatisfaction in your life could also cause you to see, first of all, your brokenness, and then it also could cause you to actually move forward. Because here's one thing we try to escape is uncertainty. You see, for me, uncertainty growing up was constant. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen next. So this feeling of wanting to run away and not feeling enough and all that stuff was going on. So this uncertainty, right? This feeling, this uncomfortability, I had to embrace that, because is life certain? Come on, look what happened in 2020 and 2021. Things are not certain. And then after a while, you're going to have to embrace and adapt to, hey, things are not certain. That doesn't mean I'm uncertain. Second thing, focus on your growth. Focus on how far you've gone. Focus on the action you get to take versus the action you're avoiding. Focus on being present. Focus on just what you need to do just today. And what you're doing is going to be enough. There's only 24 hours to one day, and there's only so much that you can do. But if you just engage in the small activities, just one thing maybe that you want to knock out today, and then celebrate. Celebrate what you do today. And if you're able to celebrate what you do today, you have a momentum for tomorrow. And then lastly, surrender control in situations. Surrender control. Learn to have, instead of trying to control, learn to have self-control. Learn to have self-control, because once you're focusing more on what's going on with you and how you control yourself versus trying to control how people think, how people feel, and be so involved in everyone around you. Like some people want to control people so they could feel better about themselves, so they could feel enough. What I'm asking you to look into is more controlling self. And then when you're controlling yourself, the second things you want to do is look, again, this is like the second point, look for action, but look for the opportunity to grow. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Look for those opportunities. Look for the places where you can grow. Look for the places where you could create a reality from whatever goals or dreams you're going to. Well, thank you so much for watching my videos. Please do subscribe if you like the video, and please share it. And also click on the bell button there so you can be notified with any new videos that I come out with. Thank you.